The great hall echoed with whispers. Thousands of wolf warriors filled the stone arena, staring into the distance at a human woman, Lady Elena. A human concubine, thought the wolves, and merely a pawn in political marriages to prevent war. Yet Elena had become King Kyle's wife through a political alliance, forging a peaceful society. The majority of wolves viewed her as a mere pawn, a negotiated offer. Kyle, however, respected her intelligence and doubted her survival in wolf society. Every noble shared this belief, except one, General Darius. The aging noble observed her first months in the palace. While feasting, she practiced alone before sunrise. No swords, spears, but human techniques. Darius noticed, and he kept silent, afraid of her reminders of soldiers. One winter evening, the peace treaty crumbled, sending messengers with terrible news. Ravenclaw Dominion broke peace with Varkos, accusing the kingdom of weakness. It particularly targeted Kyle's marriage to Elena. Always remember, an opponent who hides behind a human bride is no true alpha. The derogatory statement spread, and it emboldened whispers of threats and war. Most clans cheered for war. Some demanded Kyle leave Elena, but Kyle refused. A month before the trial, he shared a secret with General Darius, an ancient and deadly technique of ancient beings capable of killing even the most powerful. Magnus smiled with sinister pleasure. A story about this, from ancient books, was kept hidden beneath the royal library. It explores power, betrayal, and danger. As the duel approached, Elena's quietness transformed into fear. Spending hours reading ancient records, she felt isolated from the world, and fear of losing her friends and being alone consumed her. As the test approached, Darius found her there, with an old book. "Fear not," he whispered darkly. "I have come to share a story about an ancient enemy." His eyes hardened. "It's not a duel, it's an execution." Far away, the powerful King Magnus stood in a hidden chamber, using ancient magic to bind the dark energy of ancient beasts, the power capable of killing even the greatest wolf. In conclusion, the story explores power, betrayal, and danger. The trial of kings rolled around under a sky of heavy gray clouds. 50,000 spectators gathered in the sacred arena of Varkos. Rigorous wolf warriors lined the seats. Notable noble figures filled the balconies. Even foreign rulers of the continent arrived to witness this legendary battle. Everyone expected the same outcome: a fierce clash between two alpha kings, a battle of monsters, a war decided in a single grapple. However, Elena felt something was off. She stood beside King Kael, watching the gates open. Alpha King Magnus appeared on stage. The crowd erupted, astonished. He resembled the ancient stories, massive, fearless, unstoppable. Yet Elena seemed to be watching him rather than Magnus. Her eyes locked for a moment on black instead of gold or silver. A strange feeling filled her. "The ancient records were right, Your Majesty," she whispered to Kyle. Kyle's expression darkened. "What is it?" "He's using it." Kyle glanced toward her. "What?" Elena nodded. A month before, while searching for old documents, she found descriptions of an ancient force called the Beast Shadow, a corruption born centuries ago. It inflicted terrifying strength, but at a terrible cost. The user slowly lost their soul. Most believed it was just a myth. Elena had hoped they were wrong. Now she knew they weren't. The horn sounded. The duel began. Magnus laughed proudly. Kyle stepped into the arena. For a few seconds, everything remained peaceful. The two kings circled each other. The crowd held its breath. Then, suddenly, Magnus attacked. The impact shook the entire arena. Stone cracked beneath Kyle's feet. Gasps echoed from every direction. Kyle countered instantly. The clash of alpha against alpha sent shockwaves through the air. Warriors struggled to stay standing. Several minutes later, neither king gained an advantage. Then, suddenly, everything changed. Magnus advanced rapidly, not like a predator hunting. Blurring his vision, blood dripped from Kyle's mouth. His legs failed beneath him. Panic swept through the spectators. Elena's wrist tightened around an ancient weapon she had carried for months. It belonged to no wolf, a weapon connected to a secret she had buried since childhood, the horn of an ancient enemy, a relic feared even in forgotten legends. Below, Magnus prepared for the deadly blow. Above, Elena took her first step toward the arena, and for the first time, her fear revealed itself. Not fear of dying, fear of what would happen when the truth about her was revealed. The silence enveloped the sacred arena. 50,000 spectators watched as Elena joined the battlefield. They understood her actions only after her victory. The trial of kings prohibited any intervention. No warrior, general, or even human could step in. Yet Elena bravely stepped forward. Magnus, the laughing contender, mocked her. The sound of his laughter echoed across the kingdom. Has Varkos become so weak to send a human woman to her death? The spectators hesitated. Many were afraid he was right. Kael, on one knee, kept his eyes on Elena, not for fear of her, but because he trusted her. Elena stopped a few steps away from Magnus. Her cloak stirred in the cold wind. Hiding beneath it, an ancient horn vibrated in her hand. Magnus observed. His smile altered. For the first time, uncertainty gripped him. "Where did you get that?" he asked. Elena responded without words. Instead, she gently raised the relic. A burst of energy exploded across the arena. The ground trembled under Magnus's powerful attacks. Everyone expected Elena to fall. Instead, she stumbled one step, a simple human step. Yet Magnus missed entirely. Shock spread throughout the crowd. As he attacked, Elena maneuvered to avoid him. Using only her skill, she triumphed over the beast shadow. Its monstrous form collapsed beneath her. For one final moment, the mighty Alpha King bowed gracefully, not as a king, as a sign of respect towards humanity. Janet's commanders and warriors followed his lead. Finally, the noble class. Fewer bowed, but they bowed anyway. Elena's story resonates with the struggle humanity faces to overcome the beast shadow. It's a powerful tale of friendship, courage, and honor. Today, as the crowd roared Elena's name, she looked confidently toward the horizon. She knows this victory is just the beginning, because the story of the beast shadow crystal is far from over. It reveals more about the human spirit than any other narrative, and it shows there's always hope. The end